getting us our pop weight ready to go. All right, here we go. We're going to spin this thing at 300 one more time to get our reference points, make sure that we're in the same place on the crank before we start drilling. All right, everything stayed about the same, so we got a 9/16 bit in there. These counterweights on these LS motors are only about 3/4 or so inch wide, so we're going to get right in that hole that the factory had already done. The factory had already started this hole, so we're going to get right back in that hole right there. So we're going to be looking to remove approximately 34.2 grams, and we're not going to do it all at once. We're going to start here and get a little bit of this, and then we'll move back to the front. This is the process of removing weight right here, which is always a good thing. Removing is always good. It's quicker and it's less expensive for the customer as well. Of course, this is always dependent on having a good sharp bit, which these bits are pretty sharp. I get these bits from Fastenal most of the time. And they're good bits. They're expensive, but they're good bits. This bit right here is probably $55. Basically, what we're doing, we're working towards getting this down to less than 2 ounces. When we get less than 2 ounces on both ends, then we can move that spin rate from 300 to 500. I always use some rags up here, try to catch as much of these shavings as we can, keep them out of the journals. Then we're going to move down here to the front. So the front is going to get right in that little bitty hole right there that the factory had previously put in it. Got a good little starting place, and here we go. Nice thing about the CWT balancer, it puts you right on the spot where the weight needs to be removed. You basically put it on top dead center, and it lines up exactly where you need to drill. Real accuracy, what you're looking for when you're balancing. It's kind of funny. About a month ago, I was balancing a crankshaft for a customer, and I told him I was going to have to drill some holes in his crankshaft. And he said, "Oh no, don't drill no holes in my crankshaft." And I had to explain to him that balancing is simply removing weight or adding weight. We got to do one or the other, and I got to drill holes regardless. So he said, "Well, let me call my engine builder," and I said, "Okay." He called me back the next day and said, "Go ahead." You know, you take a crankshaft, some of these crankshafts cost $3,000. You know, some of the high-end performance type crankshafts. You know, you go to drilling holes in it, you better know what you're doing.
Right, you don't want just anybody drilling holes.
That's right. They got to be positioned in the right place. They got to be the right depth and right size.
And the right amount coming out or going in.
That's exactly right. Alright, we're going to kind of take a look at this and see where we're at. Let's give it a spin and see what happens. Again, we're spinning at 300 RPM, trying to get these left side numbers down to less than 2 on left and less than 2 on right. Once we get to that position of having less than 2 grams or less, we'll be able to move the spin up to 500. So we got real close on the right side, got down to 0.6. On the left side we're at 2.65, so we're going to take some more out of the left. Let's kind of see where it wants it at, see if it moved on us. Sometimes it'll move, and it did move just a little bit. And that's typical. As you get the front in balance, you'll see the back move around, start moving around a little bit. So again, that's a nice thing about having this CWT balancer. It didn't move a lot, hardly at all, so we're going to get right back in that same hole and take a little bit more out. You can see this is a good bit, a good drill bit. It's taking cutting good pieces of metal out of it. It's not powder dust, it's actually chips. Chips is what you want. We're going to spin her up. Here we go one more time. Oh yeah, we're real close. All right, we're at 1.8 on the left. We're at 0.64 on the right. So we're going to take it up to 500 RPM and give it a good spin. So here we go at 500, and you'll notice that it's spinning a good bit faster. All right, so we're 163 on the left, and we're 0.52 on the right. Actually, the right side is in tolerance now. Of course, we're going to get it a little closer. We're at 4.98 on grams. Left side, we're at 15.44, so we're going to work that down a little bit more. Let's see where it wants it at. Okay, as you can see, it has moved, which is typical. So it's actually moved right over here where this other balance hole was. So we're going to get right in this hole right here. We're going to lock it down. And like I said, moving on the rear is pretty typical. Sometimes you'll see the front move as you get it closer and closer in balance. And basically what you're doing, you're zeroing in on the balance. You're really putting it on the money like that. So. And what you'll see as we drill this hole in the back, you're going to probably see the front go up. The front will go back up a little bit. So we'll probably have to go back to the front and remove it just a little bit on the front. You get down to the finishing touches, it gets kind of delicate. All right, let's slide this over, get it out of the way, dump our chips, wipe it off good, and give her another spin at 500. It down since we're getting so close. As I move in and start fine-tuning it, I got a reference point. So here we are, 0.97 on the left, 0.6 on the right. So we're going to write that down, 0.97 and 0.60. 9 grams on the left, 5 grams on the right. So again, our target is plus or minus 2. So we're going to see right there, and we'll come back in that hole, same hole. And we're going to fine tune this a little bit more. So again, we're looking for 9 grams out of the rear, which a penny is about 3 grams. So you're only talking about 3 cents here. 3 cents of weight, 3 pennies of weight being removed. That's probably pretty good right there. So I'm going to go ahead and move this to the front, because I know we're going to need some out of the front. did move a little bit, just like we suspected it would, so we're going to get just a little bit right there in the front. As you can see, we were here in the front, now we're back here. And that's typical as you dial in on the balance. That's typical for it to move slightly. You just got to keep chasing those moves until you get it. So we're looking for only 5.69 right here. Not very much. All right, we're going to roll with that right there and give it a spin and see where we're at. All right, here we go. So we're down to 1.3 on the front. We're at 2.97 on the back. So we can take a little bit more out of the back. So we're going to get right back in this hole as it moves back just a little bit. So if you notice, the machine says balanced to tolerance. Well, it is balanced to tolerance for some people, but not for us. We like to get it a little bit better. Like I say, our target is plus or minus 2 grams. We're there on the front, 1.3, but we're not quite there on the back, but we will be shortly. We're going to give her a spin right there. I'm going to write these numbers down. So we're at 0.31 and 0.13. So here we go at 500. It's real smooth. I can feel it getting really smooth. Because you got to remember, this thing is turning inside your engine. Your engine's turning inside the block at, 6,500 RPM. So you're looking for smooth. All right. So left side 0.06, 0.57 grams. That's a half a gram. The right side is 0.94, which is a little less than 1 gram. So we're going to go in here and just touch this right here, this front, just a little bit more. Want to be. All right, so 0.06. 0.09. Now we're going to give it a spin. So my friends, Facebook friends, this is a good balance. You're half a gram on the left, you're 3/10 of a gram on the right. So just to show you it can be done, I'm going to get this one down just a little bit more. Actually now all we're doing is showing off, but I'm just showing you what this machine is very capable of. So you saw those little factory marks right here where the factory just touched it. Well, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to touch it right there. That's That's all we're gonna do right there.
That little bit of weight that come out will make that much of a difference.
That little bit of weight should put it dead on the money. You want to, I guess you can, there we go. 0.03, 0.01, 0.34, 0.01.
Can't get any better than that.
Don't get much better than that. So we're gonna call that a wrap. I'm gonna load last spin information, and this will go on the customer's sheet, his balance sheet. Once we print it out and give it to him, he'll know exactly what it was when he started, and he'll know exactly what it is as we got it finished up in balance. So I appreciate everybody watching. I hope you enjoy it. Like David may mention, you go to YouTube and watch the full video. Thank you.